Hello and welcome to Scrapbook Splendid. I wanted to give you a tour of my room. My husband and I have been working on it for a couple months and I'm so tickled that it's done. And with this tour, I'm going to give you a few ideas on how to organize some of your crafts. To begin with, let me show you my Cricut space. I have a green Cricut, green being one of my favorite colors. I keep it on an Expedit shelf that I bought at IKEA. And these are boxes that I store pictures and pictures I need to be developed. I hate to say that I still have pictures that need to be developed, but I do. And on the side of this bookshelf, I store my craft mats. It makes it real easy to grab a mat, cut what I need to cut, and then place it back here on this little hook. And it also keeps my mats clean and free of dust, and they last longer for me. And to my left here, I have my shelf where I store my Distress Inks by Ranger. And then you come down here, you're going to see that I have the Ancient cutting machine. I still haven't decided which machine I want to get. So what I did is I bought the system converter, and I can use the nesties in it, and I need to start purchasing nesties. Or, maybe I just need to get myself a Cut-A-Bug or a Big Kick or something a little less dated. And you come down here, and I store my Cricut cartridges, and I try to buy cartridges that are general, that I can use with a lot of different things. So I picked a few that I just absolutely love and use over and over again. And there's my picture mate where I actually print out pictures. And if you come over here to your right, this is my Expedit shelf that I bought the desk extension to, and I absolutely love it. This little desk can take some hot glue gun, some liquid glue, ink. I beat this thing up and it still looks great. So if you're looking for a new shelf unit to craft on, IKEA is the place to go. It is the Expedit series, and I just bought this extension shelf that comes right off it. See how it attaches to the shelving unit? It just is a perfect space for myself to scrap. And then I'm going to show you my wall here. And I try to keep everything very close and at hand's length. I have what I bought at the Container Store were some magnetic strips. And then when I was at IKEA, I saw these little containers that are magnets on the bottom of them. So right now I store embellishments that I'm currently using in them. And then this is my pegboard where I keep stickers, and as you see up above, those are makeup sponges that I use for my distress stains. And if you come over here, I have also taken another magnetic board and I have placed it underneath this cabinet. And on the bottom of my stickles, I have added these little metal round dots that came with the magnetic board, and that way I can store my stickles upside down just like this, and it makes it so that your stickles will apply a lot easier and smoother. And then I also bought these little bookshelves. Are these not bookshelves, but these little rods that I have placed on my wall, and I store what I'm currently using, my current projects. I don't store all of them like this, but I do store the ones that I'm using on the projects that I'm currently working on. And if you go up here, I've got this little cabinet unit that I purchased a long time ago at some industrial store like Home Depot or Lowe's, and I got it on clearance for like $10. And I was so excited because I was going to put it in my bathroom. Well, it was too big for my bathroom, so it's been sitting in my garage for a very long time. Oh, look, guys, there's a picture of my kiddos when they were young. I have two girls and I have a son. Marissa, Kendall, and Corbin. But I had my husband pull that out and attach it up to the wall. And it just makes for a really, really cute little way to store all my embossing inks, my homemade glimmer mist, my alcohol inks, distress stains, paints, Mod Podge, and Rit fabric, dye. It's easy, it's close. I can just grab it and put it back, and I don't always have to be so organized about it. And, well, a little tip about myself. I stay pretty organized in all my shelves, units, and things like that. But when I'm scrapping, this space right here is a disaster. I would call myself a disaster scrapper is what I would call myself. This room right now in its state is clean only in between my projects. When I'm on a project, this is not a part of this top area that isn't covered in goodies, embellies, paper, glue, stickers, ribbons. Oh my gosh, you guys, girls, know exactly how that goes. And if you could come over here, you know, every room has to have its little TV, and you get a little closer. I wanted to show you how I store my 8.5 by 11 papers. Those are my papers that I use, you know, just your cardstock, 8.5 by 11. And then I've got matching folders that I store stamps and stickers. Now, I buy per project. So when I'm done with a project and I have leftovers, I just store them here in these little paper covers that you buy, these little sleeves that cover paper. And I just store all my projects that are left over in these little sleeves. And I just keep them by, you know, either project or season. And so I can just kind of sort through and maybe pull a sticker or an embelly out that might just go with another project that I'm doing. So that's how I store my, let's say, old stuff that I kind of done with, projects that I've finished. And then my stamps. This is how I store my stamps also. I bought those same sleeves, but I bought them a little thicker, a little more durable ones, and I store all my stamp sets like this. Oops, I have this upside down. Let me turn this around for you guys. But here you go, my stamps. And I know some of you scrappers out there have tons and tons of stamps, and this isn't always the most efficient way to store them if you got tons of them. But for me, I just have a few stamps, and I only collect them as I do projects with them. I just sort of buy as I do. I try really hard not to purchase what I don't need or don't know if I'll use. It is absolutely the hardest thing for me not to do, though. I will admit, I love paper, scrapbooking paper. You just can't have enough scrapbooking paper. But I do my best to only buy what I know I'll be using. And then, of course, we all have this. What I know, and I didn't know if I wanted this because it's kind of bulky and it takes so much space on your desk, and I was just really worried about purchasing it. But once I did, I will honestly admit I don't know what I would have done without it. So if you're doing a scrapbooking room, definitely purchase this. This is just so nice, handy, and everything's just at hand's reach. I'm going to take you over here where I store my paper, and I have my wall shelf that I think all you scrappers out there must have. And I've just filled mine with tons of embellies, and I bought these little jars here at IKEA. They are cheap, for one. You can get a package of 3 or 6 for like $4, and I just add all my embellies to them. And then I went up here and I did a little make it splendid and added some beaded cord up here. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to do that with the camera. I don't have a lot of wood stamps. I just have a few of them, and I, just recently got into stamping, but let me tell you, now that I'm into stamping, I love stamping. So I'm sure I'll be adding more stamps to that top shelf. But for right now, that's all I have. And when we come down here, I've got my little scrap shelf that I keep all my papers in. And I only buy papers that I either will be using in the near future. I don't buy a lot of papers unless I know that I'm going to use them or I have a client that's requested that theme. And if you come over here, I just want to show you this is a project I'm currently working on for a client. A little mini album. And to finish it off, I just wanted to show you this last shelf. And that's where I store embellishments, and there's pictures of my family that I just absolutely love and adore, and I'm just so thankful for all their support. And I just want to thank you today for giving me your time, and have a splendid day. Thanks.